Hey, what's up guys, it's your bro Joe Bro, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit special for a late upload. Today we're going to be going over the top 5 primary weapons that shoot the tracer rounds, which means we're going to be going over the primary weapons that shoot the blue, the green, the red, and the pink. We're going to be going over the primary weapons, not the secondaries, but the primaries. There are going to be a couple of rules to this though. We're not allowed to change what comes in the pack. We're not allowed to change mags, not allowed to change sights. We're going to be going over the default weapon that comes in the pack. What you get in the pack is what you're going to see in this video, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Coming in at number 5 is the Breakup M4A1 from the Anime Pack 2, which is 1800 COD points. Usually the M4 is known for its overpowered damage, range, and control, making it the best assault rifle, arguably the best gun in the game. But I'm gonna have to break up with the breakup because this thing is just way too hard to use. This M4 is equipped with a compensator muzzle, Corvus custom marksman barrel, Forge Tac CQS stock, 458 SOCOM 10 round mags, along with burst for a perk. Mainly take heed to those last two attachments mentioned. We'll start with the burst. It's not like a fast burst like the FR. Oh, no. It is a slow burst. Not to mention, without this thing having a rear grip or an underbarrel, this thing is going to get hard to control. You might be able to shoot in a straight line, but as soon as that enemies move side to side, you're going to be in trouble. What makes it worse is the 458 SOCOM 10 round mags. Accuracy, damage, and range sounds great with an M4, but at the cost of fire rate, recoil control, and ammo capacity, the M4 doesn't fire like an M4 anymore. The lack of recoil control makes it hard to hit your shots. The lack of fire rate and ammo will always leave you being dead in a gunfight. Even at point blank range, the burst ruins your hip fire. I hope you like ADSing the entire round because that's what you'll have to do with this M4. Coming in at number 4 is the Red Tracer Pack Series Scar with a compensator muzzle, Forge Tac barrel, Tac laser, canted hybrid, and 25 round mags, costing 1600 COD points. Now this comes in 4th place and for a couple of good reasons. First of all, the recoil is really high for such a low rate of fire weapon. I don't even know why they put a canted hybrid on this thing, because if you try to use that scope and fire at somebody from a long distance, that recoil is completely going to mess you up. That fire rate is also going to not come in handy when it comes to close range scenarios, even point blank scenarios at hip fire. Now, is the Scar a terrible weapon? Absolutely not. I think there are some scenarios, like outdoor scenarios, where I think you might want to use it. I've used it in Warzone and it actually ended up helping me a little bit more, but I am going to be honest, the Scar is definitely not a weapon to use for a multi-scenario kind of weapon. If you're that kind of person that likes to stay mid-map and try to take people out, that's probably the only thing you're going to be able to do with this weapon. Not to mention, in the pack, I'm not really seeing anything trying to help the mobility, trying to help that fire rate, trying to help that recoil. There's no attachments trying to make this a better weapon. I've seen plenty of Scar loadouts where they've actually done really well, where there's really low recoil and that damage output is hitting at great distances. This loadout though, it doesn't do that. It really does mess you up. I have gotten good rounds with it, but I'm not able to rush that well, and I'm not able to get those long distance shots, which is what I usually get. I'm not a mid-map person, but if you are, this weapon just might be for you. I would just take off the canted hybrid, but since for the purpose of this video we're doing it by the pack, I can't recommend this weapon base model. Coming in at number 3 is the Casanova P90 from the Anime Pack 2, once again 1800 COD points for the pink tracers. Now as an SMG user, I was really excited to see the P90 in this one because, to be quite honest, it was only assault rifles until this point. But even as an SMG, the P90 is known for holding its own at long distance fights. I also think Call of Duty did their research on this one because in the anime Gun Gale Online, that SAO alternative, the main character, Lynn, actually carries a pink P90, and it's actually really funny to see it in this game. Now for a P90, this does have a little bit of a kick, but I think it is actually well worth it. Here's the list. The attachment list is the compensator muzzle, FSS 10.6 Pro barrel, 1mW laser, fly strap, and rear stippled grip tape. With these attachments, you actually get a pretty balanced feel. An SMG will always have trouble with long shot kills, but this loadout does make it a little bit easier. The laser will definitely help you with your hip fires. Not to mention this is an SMG after all. This thing is made for point blank to short range kills. I would have put this on the number 2 or the number 1 spot if it wasn't for a couple of things. The MP5 and the MP7 mobility still makes those two guns faster, and the P90 damage output is great close, but it actually starts to lose it a little bit faster compared compared to those two weapons, which is the main weapons that people use. So long-range kills are not impossible with this thing, especially with this setup, but it is really, really hard with the iron sights, especially since the P90 such has a thick needle inside of its sights. I kind of wish there was a little bit of a red dot sight on this to make it easier for those long-range kills, but it's just not there. Which is why I don't think the P90 is used as much as the MP7 or the MP5. If you pick up the MP5 or the MP7, you'll see that it is also a laser. You just need to manage the recoil, but even then the damage output is way greater than the P90. So it depends on what you like. Do you like damage output or do you like accuracy and low recoil? It really does depend on a person's preference, but this setup is an absolute amazing P90 setup. I destroyed. I was able to take flanks. This was an absolute amazing setup to use. I think Call of Duty did a really good job on this one. Now, this was really hard to choose between these two, but I had to go with my preferences and my play style, so this is my opinion. You guys might have a different opinion. You guys might have a different opinion with all of these guns, but me personally, I think this is what the list should show. So coming in at number 2, the Nikto Bundle Syrian Kilo 141. This comes in the Nikto bundle, and it is a great gun. The Kilo is known for its absolute balanced playstyle. This was actually the first gun I ever used in Modern Warfare and the first gun I ever golden, so it was really fun to see this in the Season 1 package where it was the first gun to shoot tracer rounds. This features a Commando foregrip 60-round mags, canted hybrid sight, Singard Arm Sniper Pro stock, and attack laser. And you could already tell that this is a great setup coming out of this package. Once again, Call of Duty did a good job on this one. Now, it costed 2,400 COD points, which is the most expensive for a tracer gun, but this was the Nikto bundle. You got this gun with Nikto, like you did with Mace. Mace has his gun that actually, shoots heads off of people, so that's kind of interesting. Nikto's specialty was his blue tracer rounds. Now, unfortunately, this package doesn't seem like it's going to be come back since it would probably be a Season 1 exclusive. It has been hinted you could see the Nikto bundle in, one of the store images, so it might come back. I wouldn't exactly get my hopes up, but there is a possibility. But anyway, like I said before, this thing is a very, very balanced weapon. Just the Kilo itself is a very balanced weapon, but I think with these attachments, with the Commando foregrip making it more accurate, that barrel giving you more range, more accuracy, and actually this canted hybrid in this gun actually works. I use this canted hybrid religiously on this gun. The reason being is because since the Kilo is so accurate and actually carries its damage output at further ranges, this thing is actually well equipped with the canted hybrid. I have killed people long range with this thing plenty of times. Plenty and a plethora of times. But even then, with all these attachments, it actually still is a little bit mobile, which means I could flip onto the reflex sight and actually take corners, take places, take points, and I'm actually able to beat people that are using an MP7, that are using an MP5. The Kilo is just an absolute amazing beast. I think it is really overlooked, and actually, I think it's actually one of those weapons where it's like, if you get killed with it, it's like, oh, that guy is so basic. But no, I highly recommend that you guys try out this Kilo, even though if you don't have the pack, because honestly, it is a really fun pack to use. So you know what this means. Number 1, the brand new, the newest tracer pack, the Snapdragon Ram 7 in the green tracer pack, 1,600 COD points. This was a hard decision, guys. I didn't know which one I should choose between the Kilo and the Ram 7, but I am about to tell you why I chose the Ram 7 over the Kilo. Both are very balanced weapons. Both have great damage. Both have great fire rates. Both can carry their own in almost any kind of gunfight. There was just one thing that the Ram 7 had over the Kilo, and it's not even mentioned by most players, but I'm going to mention it now. And that is the manageability. Now, the Kilo is a very balanced weapon, but with those attachments, it actually makes the ADS very, very slow. Not to mention that canted hybrid will not make you shoot your shots for a good period of time. Here's what I mean by that. Now, there's been plenty of times where I'm using the red dot sight with that canted hybrid and I'm able to get long shots, but most of the time, I actually can't end up killing them, which means I actually have to use the scope in order to get those long distance kills. And then when I'm in close range, I definitely don't want to be using that scope, so I'll have to flip to the reflex if I want to get some medium or short range kills. The Ram 7 doesn't have a slow ADS, and it doesn't have a hybrid sight. Everybody can testify to this. The Ram 7 actually has an amazing iron sight. The iron sights on the Ram 7 is absolutely amazing due to those borders on the side and the thin needle in the middle. It is a very dynamic sight, which actually means that you could take care of people from short range to medium range to long range kills, even with an iron sight. Not to mention, the Ram 7 being an assault rifle is super mobile, especially using this setup. Using the light FTAC 3.5 compact barrel, 5mm laser, XRK, close quarter stock, 50 round mags, and rubberized grip tape. So all that ammo, all that accuracy, and all that mobility is a great sacrifice for a scope and only having a medium recoil. That is what makes the Snapdragon #1. Not to mention those green tracers look sick. I absolutely love the green tracers. I think they're my favorite color out of all of them. It also has its customization going for it. Now let me explain. The weapon itself is actually mainly black, which means if you want to switch attachments, it's not going to take away from the look of the weapon. So let's just say that you don't like the magazine. Guess what? The magazine is black. In that case, if you downgrade, that magazine is also black. It's not going to take away from the look of the gun. That laser also comes in clutch at point blank kills. The fire rate is absolutely insane. It melts people, guys. The Ram 7 is an absolute amazing weapon to use. If you haven't tried the Ram 7, I highly recommend it. You're still able to hit your long shots too. Like, you know that little, sniper spot in Piccadilly, like the shoe store? I have been able to take people out using that Ram 7. It is mobile. It is accurate. Its long range is amazing. Its damage output is amazing. Its potential is almost limitless. I actually use this setup almost all the time. The only time that I switch it is when I switch to my long range Ram 7 setup. This thing is absolutely insane. So, going over the list, we have the pink Tracer M4 in last place, the red Tracer Scar in 4th place, the pink P90 Tracer in 3rd place, the blue Tracer Kilo 141 in 2nd place, and the green Ram 7 Tracer Pack in 1st place. Thank you guys for watching. It's been fun. It's your bro Joe Bro, and we are out of here.